Hi, my name is John from Drive's Technical Service Department. Today I want to give you some basic programming pointers to assist you in tailoring a scooter to your client's needs. We often get requests from nursing home administrators wanting to slow down a patient's scooter because it's being driven too fast in crowded areas, creating potentially harmful situations. As you know, there's a speed part that can limit the overall speed, but it can be turned back up again and we have another dangerous situation again. To access the S-Drive controller on this Ventura scooter, we've removed the shroud to get to the test port below. We've also blocked up the rear wheels for demonstration purposes. We'll now take the 4-pin connector on the programmer and plug it into the connector from the controller. Now that we have the programmer plugged into the controller in the back, we can get started. First, we're going to turn on the scooter. And we see that it says forward acceleration. We really don't want to change that. So since we want to slow the scooter down, we're going to scroll down to the max forward speed function using the yes and the no arrows. And we're down to the max forward speed, and we hit enter, and we see that right now it's set at 90. So let's go down to 50. As we go down to 50, we're scrolling down, almost there. And we're going to hit enter to save the value. And we're going to hear the scooter is telling us that we just made a change. We turn the scooter off and turn it back on to reset it. And let's just have a look to see that it was saved. And it says 50, so we know that it saved the value, and we'll test it by driving the scooter. Right now we're up on blocks, so by the sound of the motor running, we can tell that it's a lot slower than it was before. For various reasons, some clients are not physically able to squeeze the right-hand throttle blade to drive forward. We can adapt to this by reversing the throttle so they can drive with their left hand. Okay, now to do this, all we have to do is scroll down until we hit the throttle inverting function, which would just take a second here, just a few. Whoops, I passed it. Invert throttle, and we'll hit the enter. And we see that right now it says no because we're driving with the right hand. Let's change that to yes, and we enter, and we have the alarm sounding telling us that it just made a change. We turn it off and reset it. And now we're just going to take a look and see if it drives forward with the left hand. And as we look at the wheels, yes, it's driving forward with the left hand, and with the right hand we should go into reverse and hear the beep. So we've safely made the change, and that's all there is to it.
Good.
Another common request we get involves turning off the backup alarm. Depending on the client's surroundings, the backup alarm may be a distraction or annoyance. For example, in a library, a church, or a quiet home or office setting. To turn off the reverse beep, all we have to do is scroll again until we find it. In this case, we need to go into the engineering menu, and then we'll start scrolling into that. We enter. As we enter we start scrolling. Now remember, as you scroll through these parameters, take note there are a lot of that set at the factory that match the motor to the controller and can't be changed. If these settings are disturbed, it could result in erratic and possibly dangerous performance, and eventually could cause the motor or the controller to fail. Reverse alarm. Here we go. Now we enter, and we see that the alarm is on. We want to change that to off. And when we enter it, we're going to hear the beeper go to tell us that we just made a change. We turn the scooter off, turn it back on to reset it, and then let's hit the reverse button to see. And we see that we've made the change, and you don't hear the reverse alarm going anymore. Now, a word of caution. After making any change in programming, the scooter must be test driven to see that it's still safe to drive. Never make an adjustment without a test drive. The client should be present so they can drive it and confirm that it is compatible with their needs.